Hello. Ooh. Hello everybody. Marty the off-grid gecko here. I'm sitting kind of halfway in the shade and halfway in the sun, so if the lighting is a little messed up, yeah, forgive me for that. So another interesting little wildflower here. I took some pictures so I could show you a little close-up of it. I'll just add the picture to the display thing. This is a type of Sicilium. It's I don't know the genus name on these, but they bloom everywhere in the late spring and early summer, and they grow in with the grass piles and all that stuff. This is actually a type of iris. I don't know how closely they're related to, like when you think of an iris, you think of this gigantic bearded flower on top of a stem that looks like a grass leaf. And that's basically what this is. The whole stem looks like a blade of grass. Okay, and then it's got a couple little pods down here, and I assume they all flower at different times. And then another one will shoot up and flower, and they make these little green globy seed fruit things. But just kind of a cool flower. As far as medicinal uses or eating them, probably not the first pick of something you'd want to eat. As far as I know, they're not toxic at all, which you would assume, being an iris, most of them are probably toxic. I don't really know much about irises, but it is kind of cool that this is like an American iris. This is a native wildflower, and they're really quite showy. They've got 6 petals, but 3 of the petals are narrow and 3 of the petals are wide. It's not a well-documented species that I can find. Apparently it's not, it doesn't make enough to make a name for itself, because it's kind of just this humble little plant that grows in with the rest of the grass. But they're neat and they're pretty, and they, one of the little signs, I guess, or harbingers. So we'll get spring beauties right when spring starts, and these guys are kind of more at this time during the middle of spring and getting closer and closer to summer. The weather's warming up, these guys will start showing up everywhere. It's an annual as far as I know, and just kind of an interesting, neat little plant. So if you're in the Midwest, or actually anywhere in the United States, they can be different colors. I think the ones in California are yellow, and in the South there's little white or yellow ones that you can find. And it's just one of those curiosities, because when you think of an iris, you're thinking of this very, very large plant with a big showy flower. These guys are very humble by comparison. Native Americans apparently did use these. They would eat the roots for to cure diarrhea, and the rest of the plant for upset stomach and things like that. So maybe something that the cats might want to nibble on from time to time, but all in itself, not a really fantastic flower, but I thought it was worth a mention because they're kind of neat and they just grow everywhere. They grow in these patches. I'll get some footage of one of the patches of it, maybe like patch over this video so you can see what a patch of them looks like in the wild. And they grow down real low, and apparently even if these if you have these reseeded all over your lawn, most of the year they look like normal grass, but they never get much taller than this. They stay about 10 inches tall all year round, even if, when they're flowering or not. So unlike normal grasses, which can just grow out of proportion, these guys stay fairly trim. And I think you could actually, if you wanted to, probably seed an entire lawn with these, and that would be kind of a cool experiment. I'll have to visit the botanical garden sometime in St. Louis and see if they have any of these guys and how they display them, because they're really, for a humble little flower, it's kind of neat. And I thought you guys might enjoy that. So just a short video showing this little guy off. Like I said, nothing really super magical or anything exotic about them, other than the fact that it is technically an American iris, and that's kind of a rarity in its own right. The sun's playing with me. It's behind the 4x4s. If I lean forward just a little bit, I'm in darkness. Now I'm in lightness. Now I'm back in darkness. Don't forget to subscribe.